It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll get a look at this team's creative quarterback. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. The action is only moments away, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudman. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Set to go now on a wet and rainy afternoon. And we are underway here on EA Sports. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. But able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
I think his task in this game is really simple. Eliminate the turnovers. He threw 2 interceptions last week. I can't believe I led with that because he had 3 touchdown passes.
Right.
So there's a lot of good that he did, but he's got to take care of the ball better. The ball has to go to guys wearing the jerseys that they're wearing this week, not the opposition.
First carry for Nick Chubb. Runs over him. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge. They
run again on first down. Chubb. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. They run it again with Chubb. 3 yards on the pickup there, and they've got it back to 3rd and 10. When you look at this defense, they were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That'll go as a 16-yard gain as they pick up the first.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. Brought down at the 20. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball? Or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright?
And that one to the right side and incomplete. 8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. From the shotgun, here's Bennett. Flush to his right. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Stetson Bennett taking it in from the 20. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. This is a crew, they've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. Get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Good work after the catch, going to net them 23 and a first.
Defense gives up a touchdown on the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. In motion left goes a tight end. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. They'll drop the throw. That one downfield for Dotson. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on?
Defense.
So roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around. And we know they'll be here before you know it.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Two yards to go, 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That's good for a 1st down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
A gain of 9 yards. Result is a 1st down.
They'll look to throw. Looking for Dotson, and he's got him. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. So they gave up the early touchdown. This has been a pretty good response. Nice drive, taking it down 1st and goal.
And I know all the cliches jump in, right? Don't get away from your game plan too early. Make sure you're settled down. Don't panic. But it's all true, isn't it? Because otherwise, you get out of...
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Saquon Barkley. That's his 18th rushing touchdown of the year. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
And there's an offense that didn't panic after getting down early, and with good reason. No better way to silence a home crowd than with a nice, long, sustained drive. And they were able to put one together here and finish with the touchdown run.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. But I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulled out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
Bennett now off play action. Open man downfield is Hardman. He's got it. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. And a huge play that time. 42 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Oh, look at the juke. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5.
42 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
So 3 plays already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll run with Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Nick Chubb, touchdown number 18 on the year. And his guys have taken the lead.
Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the first and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Crew able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The visitors' offense led by their running back headed out for the second possession. And he's been one of the most consistent pieces of their offense all year long, no doubt. Shouldn't be much of a surprise then to see him among the league leaders in rushing here late in the season.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
And he'll get it here on the touch pass.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down. A nice, consistent game.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
They'll set up a throw. Over the middle, he finds Godwin complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Robinson, the motion man right. And he'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 2.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Open man, that's the tight end, Freiermuth.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
2 yards on the play. Result is a first down.
They'll look to throw again. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. It's going to be a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it leads to a 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Now back to throw.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Tyson Campbell.
And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched the playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, When they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb.
58 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. Bennett working from the gun. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Micah Parsons, a milestone sack for him as it moves him past Hall of Famer Lawrence Taylor, who finished his career with 132 and a half.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games. That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. This is taken at the 18. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense. Gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone. It looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow.
Buried for the sack by big Jalen Carter. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends of what we've seen so far.
And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. And on now is the punter. Lad McConkey deep to return it. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. Off the play fake, it's Bennett.
The right side going to be caught by Hardman. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that will bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 42-yard line.
Bennett now to throw. Pass complete. George Pickens with it.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
Brandon, what's even more impressive is that kid gets double coverage. He gashed them with that reception, even with the extra focus that he drew from the defense.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Back to throw, Bennett. Going out wide, finds Chubb.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7.
At the 31-yard line.
Off play action. Here's Bennett.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains. A first down carry for Barkley. They'll get it across the 35. It'll be second down.
Holding offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. Oh, nice move. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty. Here's 2nd and 8. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Jalen Carter in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. They'll set up to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
They bring their punter out there now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Able to push his way through. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
At the 44-yard line.
They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
65 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season.
49-yard line.
And again, it's Chubb. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Escaping the pressure, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Looking to throw here. Bennett.
But escapes the sack. Being chased out left. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
The end result, 21 yards.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7.
Back to throw now on first down.
Throws to his man on the out route. It's complete. That's Robinson.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Back to throw again. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Hey, we can push ball security all we want here, but how about that effort on defense? Excellent job inside the red zone. Just took away at least 3 points by forcing that fumble.
This offense back to work now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose.
Now Bennett, following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33. And Bennett will look to throw.
That's out to Chubb, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Better than a 30-yard gain as we wind down towards 30 seconds left in the quarter.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump off passes. But this guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
Stretched it right there, turned it into a really nice game. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
There's another catch by the running back, Nick Chubb.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
From the shotgun, here's Bennett. That's going to be caught by Pickens.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Sticking to the aerial attack, here's Bennett. Over the middle, taken in by Neighbors.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This is less than an extra point, just a 19-yard attempt.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And that will do it for this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll kick things off in Charlotte, an NFC South matchup pitting New Orleans against Carolina. And that one at the half with a score 14-9. Brock Purdy, a touchdown pass in that first half. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. It's Jaden Daniels with 3 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. As you can see the score there in the second quarter. Josh Allen has thrown a touchdown pass. We saw a solid first half out of the workhorse Nick Chubb. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And this offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Up the middle with Barkley. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
And their defense just helped them out by getting the football back on the opening drive here of the second half. And now can the offense follow through with points on their first possession?
And that's a big one for them because after the work the defense has done, they've got a chance here to open up this lead.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down.
Here we go. Bring it. Smash.
Bennett steps away to his left. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
We might start getting some props here in the booth. That one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it. How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that first down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. On third down, he'll drop to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they work this out past the 25. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards the play.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence. The big plays are out there.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. They go play action here on first down.
And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. This is 2nd and 8.
Back to throw here. He finds Robinson. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Godwin, the motion man. And they'll get it forward to him on the touch pass.
And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
2nd and 9 now. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Again, it's Barkley. Oh, a solid stiff arm and some open field. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Both sides searching for adjustments. A big pickup of 38.
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. They go up the middle with Chubb. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Bennett looking to throw. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Bennett now.
It's caught by Jackson. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 36-yard line.
A give running right is Chubb. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Back to throw, Bennett.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And that will open the lead up now to 20-7.
So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They force the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
It's still fighting.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
On second down, here's the option.
Bust through the tackle. Still fighting for more. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. They're going to look to throw. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. Back now here on EA Sports.
From the 25, here's second down and 2.
As we're about ready to rock and roll for the fourth and final quarter. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Barkley, inside handoff. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line.
72 yards rushing for him now to this point.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve his...
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Saquon Barkley with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And his guys have made this a 1-score game now. And Charles, the second time today that he has hit pay dirt.
And once you score the first one, there is that natural tendency, and there's also that eagerness to get back there again. Oh, he smells it. This guy smelled the end zone, and twice he's gotten there.
Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
To throw is Bennett. Finding Hardman here over the middle. Fifth catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Bennett now to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. Looking to throw here, Bennett. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So nothing doing there. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll punt it away for the fourth time today. This is taken around the 12. 44-yard punt, return of 9. This offense making its way back out, led by their running back. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to... He's got a man, complete. Down to the 10. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. Chris Godwin, 79 yards. And his guys are just an extra point away now from taking the lead in this game.
I don't think there's any great secret or mystery here. We're in the fourth quarter. You've got to take that shot, especially since you're down on the scoreboard. But I have to understand what was going on defensively. They've got to know that as well, don't they?
Absolutely, but they look lost defensively, and they took that shot, got in the end zone, now in position here to take the lead. A very important extra point there, up and good, and they have taken the lead here in this fourth quarter. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Now, the bad news for them, they've seen that cushion they once had totally evaporate, and they're working from behind. The good news, they now have the opportunity to regain the lead right back.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll bring up a second and short.
At the 39-yard line.
Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
That's good for a first down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
And Bennett will look to throw. Completes this one to Pickens.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one a 14-yard play, and it keeps this drive moving.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, to watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. First and 10.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Throwing again on second and 10.
Bennett
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Bowers. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Back to throw again.
looking right side, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker.
And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. He has just been a load for opposing offenses to account for. Now 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take
Catch
away
the
all
ball.
the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
Get a look at receiver Chris Godwin as this offense returns for their next drive.
Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Now back to throw.
A short one there to Fryermuth.
And down inside the 15 he goes. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. He'll look to throw.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Eluding the pressure. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to get the lead up to 4. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that'll move their lead up to 4 now. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
On a touchdown the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The situation for them offensively as follows. Down by 4, 2 minutes, 30 seconds to play. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10.
Pass complete right side to Bowers.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
That's to Bowers once again.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Catch is made by Hardman. And touchdown! Nicole Hardman, 31 yards, as his guys are able to regain the lead.
And touchdown, and congratulations, and 0 relaxation ahead of them, right? Way too much time on the clock for them to start celebrating.
Yeah, part 1 is done, but now on the sideline, you can already see him scrambling down there. They're getting those defensive guys ready.
Yes, you have to get those guys ready, and you also have to talk to your special teams guys. Make sure the kickoff is exactly what you want and cover it well.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. And as we take a look at some of the highlights, we see just how impactful he's been. He and his quarterback have such a great chemistry together, and it's been on full display throughout the contest. This is 1st and 10.
Back to throw. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Back to throw. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. He'll look to throw. This is Robinson. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Well, the elements, the crowd, the situation, this is NFL football at its best. Here's third down.
He's back to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
2 timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now.
They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth.
And what a big play, because now you're guaranteed at least a shot at extending this one. He had the 40-yard line picked out as his bare minimum to give them some kind of a game-tying attempt, and he got there. Excellent determination on that scramble, and it might just help them snatch away a victory.
Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow, wow.
What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the fourth quarter.
And, partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the fourth. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
And we will not have a return. We'll bring this to the 30.
So now the story changes. Trailing by 4. And time, a huge factor. A possible crippling loss to their playoff status in the balance, barring a late score. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Here's 2nd down. Now Bennett. He's got Pickens complete, and he will get out of bounds here to stop the clock, but not a huge pickup there. 6, maybe 7. Bennett.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. They'll go for it. Here's Bennett. That is caught. He's to the 15.
And he's across for the touchdown. It's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
Charles, that drive is perfect. Methodical, executed so well, and they grabbed that lead with almost no time left for a last gasp from the other side.
No way you could have drawn up a better final drive, because not only did they keep their eyes on the end zone, they made sure they bled the clock out as well and denied their opponent a chance to respond. That's just terrific situational football to end this one.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a comfort behind victory.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.